Uh, Yesterday in our studio, we had started working on day1.rr script. So if you remember how to create another new file, please do that. File, new file, R script, file, save as day2. So let us work on a new file, which is day2. Now, in the last session, we discussed about different objects, so different types of variables which we can create. One was in which you had, if you want to assess one or two element of it, what you do, you use a square bracket. So if the vector name is data, the variable name is data. Variable is the space allocated on your computer which has a name, but this variable can be for one value, it can be for multiple values, it can be for string, it can be for any sort of information. So if it is one-dimensional data with the same data type, you call it as vector. And if you want to assess element 1, what you do, you write the name of the variable followed by a square bracket 1.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I wanted to make a new file. So to save, so file, new file, and then we have to select for R script.
R script, correct.
And then it's
Save
just
as.
starting. It's not the save as option didn't came. It's just
Then again do file, save as, and
for
file,
file
save as.
R script, and then if I am doing R script, it's not gives the save as
That's okay.
option.
You
So
click R script. What do you see when you click R script? It simply open one untitled file. Then you
yes,
do
yes.
file, save as.
Okay.
Got it?
File. File.
Save as.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So another data type, another object which we talked about was my list, where you can have combination of data type. You can have numeric, you can have a string, you can have logical in that. So to assess any element of list, what you do, you use two square bracket. Another object is my matrix. Sorry, another object is matrix, and variable name we have kept here as my matrix. You can create a matrix. 1:6 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You specify number of rows and number of columns, and it will create a matrix. You can also create matrix by combining different vectors. That's what we did by using cbind and rbind. So this is what we did in the last session. In today's session, we will start with data frame, which is a very important object, very important object in storing data type of different kinds. So let us create one object, one data frame. I'll take one example.
So for
DF.
creating data frame, we put hash in the beginning.
No, I told in the earlier session that you can put hash just to keep a note for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. So df is the variable name, and to store something in a variable, what we use either equal to sign or an arrow sign. And the function name is data.frame. In the bracket, we need to specify what we want to put in the data frame. Let us take one column as name in the scores, and whole bracket is this bracket, the end bracket is for data frame. Run. What do you see as soon as you ran this first line? You saw, second line, you saw in global environment df is created, which has 4 observation and 2 variables. In the console, you're able to see this line is executed. But if you want to see what is inside it, just type def and run. I'll wait for 30 seconds. You do this without doing any mistake. Done? Okay.
Ma'am, it's showing argument 4 is empty, an error in my console.
You must have done mistake in your closing and opening of the bracket.
Ma'am, which package do we choose in this? Or, because I don't get this double inverted.
You don't use any package for this. It's the base package. I'll put that in chat box. You simply copy from there. Copy this and then run. Are you able to see this in the console? 2 columns? Good. Sandeep has written yes. Shruti, yes. Good. So some of you are getting. Good. Even if there's a small mistake, like if you have not put the comma correctly or quotes correctly, you will get an error. That's why I have sent it in a chat box. Just copy from there, paste it and run. It should work. So you might be wondering that how is it helpful? So data frame is helpful because you can have, as I said, different types of data in one file. So here you have string in the first column, in the second column you have numeric values. But if suppose you have such 15 columns, it will be really difficult to type this, right? So you need to read it from some file, from your Excel file, from your CSV file. So we will do that part later in the session. But before that, I also want to show you there are existing data set in R. If you want to test something, how to work on data frame, or if you want to work on data frame which has number of columns. So there are existing data sets in R. We can do same exercise for this data set, which we are going to do for existing data set in R. But the problem with the current data set is that you have only 4 rows and 2 columns. Now, what I mean to say that working with data sets. For vector, if you have to assess first element, what you did, data followed by square bracket 1. For list, what you did, my list, name of the list, double square bracket and then 1. In case of data frame, what you do is, if you have to assess, suppose you want to print how Parveen got. So Parveen is in first row. In the square bracket, just pay attention to this. In the square bracket, put 1 comma. Anything before comma is row entry. Anything after comma is column entry. So what we want is for first row. So 1 comma, nothing than that. That's it. Run. What do you see in console? You saw something? You saw Parveen 87? Did you see that? Yeah. Praveen 87. Suppose I want to print from first row to third row. So as I said, before comma is row. So first to third, and you know in R, you can show something as from here to here using is to. So 1 is to 3, comma. Then let me ask you, how to print only the marks obtained by Praveen, not his name, only his marks, only his score. DF, first row, second column. What do you see? 87. So this is slicing of the data. You're working with the data frame. Are you able to do this? Type yes in the chat box. Good. Good. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for being responsive. Good. So this is with the existing data set. But as I said, there are already data sets in R. Just a minute. Yeah, you don't have to type this. I just want to show you what data sets are available. Package name is dataset. The dataset is the name of the package, and as you can see, you have dataset for air passenger, you have for BJ cells, biochemical oxygen demand, carbon dioxide uptake in grass plants. Look at the number of datasets you have. Many. So you can work with any of these dataset if you want to test something. What we will do, and you don't have to load any package for that. I'm not installing any package. These datasets are there when you install R. So you need not worry. How
Have a checkout from this data.
and let's show you. Let's now create a DF, and we want to see how it looks. So what we did DF, and we clicked run, right? And we saw it in the console. But if the data set is having 15 columns, how to see that then? View. Capital VIEW. Capital V. Just notice this V. Don't do mistake there. And if you do run, what do you see next to your script? You should be able to see a data frame which has name and score. So that way you don't have to see in the console. You can see in the next tab. Okay. So how to use any existing R dataset? Similarly, let's view trees. Trees is a dataset of R. What do you see in trees dataset? You have 31 entries, 3 columns. For each tree, you have girth, height, and volume. Are you able to see trees? Yes, good. View trees. So let's do some exercise on this. First, how to find the structure of a data set. If I do str trees, what I get? I get in console, if you notice, it says it has 31 observation, 3 variables. Girth is numeric data type. It has these values. Height is also numeric. Volume is also numeric. You can do summary of the data set. What do you see with summary? For each column, you'll get minimum value, maximum value, first quantile, median, mean, third quantile. Now, let us do this exercise. Print the second row of the trees data set. How will you do? How will you do that? You can type in the chat box. Correct, Shruti Diwali. Very nice. Trees, the square bracket, 2 comma. As I said, before comma is for rows. What do you see? You see second row, which has, the second row itself has its girth, height and volume. Print rows from 2 to 4. Trees is the name of the data set. This is existing data set in R, so you don't have to load anything. Print row 2 to 4. Yes, correct. It is trees 2, 4. Correct. Okay, next question. Print 25th row, third column. Print 25th row and third column. Or print third column of 25th row. Third column of 25th row. Very good. Just trees. Okay. Very smart. Now, how to print a single column? One way is to simply do this. All the values of column 1 is printed. Other way is to use $sign. As soon as you type dollar, you will get option in R. What do you want to print? Suppose we take girth. It's same as what we did before. These two are same. Try these two. I'll wait for a few seconds. Done? Okay. Now, let's do some more data activity with this data frame. Print the rows where height is more than 50. So tree, or you can do this way also. Trees height more than 70. Look what will happen. What you get is only true and false. But this is not giving you any information that what is the height which is more than 70. So if you want to take the information from trees data set, you put this inside a square bracket. So you get which have height more than 70. The inner part will only give you true and false. Now, based on true and false, I'm trying to pull those indices from trees data set where it is true. Try this one. Got it? Good. Good, good. Don't make mistake in comma. I'll type in chat box so that if you are getting error, just copy the command given in the chat box.
Ma'am, by mistakenly, I deleted that DF column. So how I can retrieve that?
DF column, there is no DF column. DF is the name of the data frame.
Ma'am, actually tab. I want to say about tab.
What did you delete?
In first row, you created a day 2 R trees, then DF. Yes, ma'am. Day 1 R, day 2 R. In this row, I delete that column DF.
That's not column, that is a tab in our studio.
Okay.
View DF this way,
Okay.
the sixth line. Run the sixth line, not a problem.
Okay.
These are tabs of our studio. These are not columns. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this way you can do lots of selection, lots of exercise with the data frame. Let's do one more. Once you have done this. Tell me what you get. This. Before we have used a function called a subset. And yesterday I told you how to know about any function. If you want to learn more about that function, question mark subset. And if you click here, you will get information, what it requires. So every function has some one or two mandatory argument, which you need to provide, and other are optional arguments. Now, I won't take much time here because we have to do another important thing, which is data handling, reading a file. So I've sent to the organizer one file called as drug_bmr.csv. I hope you all have received the file. If yes, download it. And then let us try to read the file. Not received yet. Okay. Let me see if I can share. File. You are saying which part? 24th? 24th line?
No, ma'am. 25th line.
25th. Question mark subset. Any function. Subset is a function. So question mark subset, and then click on, there can be multiple explanation for it. Just click on one of it, and just look what is required to run this function. So mandatory argument is x. X is a matrix like a vector, like a data frame, like object. And here what we are giving is a data frame. And other arguments are additional argument. You give the argument, you don't give the argument, that's up to you. Okay. How to share the file. Okay, so there will be change of plan. First, in the meantime, let us, definitely check your spam folder if you have received from somewhere else. Or if one or two can send me email ID, I can send these function. So what is set WD and get WD? Set WD is to know working directory, setting of working directory. And get W is to get the working directory. Okay, many of you are sending me your email ID. I won't be able to send to everyone. I don't know if there is a common email ID or not. Do you have any common email ID which you can use to send to others? I can't send to everyone. No.
Don't think so.
Yeah. Just give me one moment. Okay, that's a good idea. I have shared the file in my Google Drive. Click on this and download this file. Download this file. One file is CSV, other file is XLS file. CSV, you should download CSV. That is more important. If you can download both, that is fine. Wait. Some of you are asking access. I don't know. I'm access. Okay. Wait. Stop clicking there. I'm getting lots of email. Please stop.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
can you just go back?
Go back. Yes.
And the restricted part over here.
I'm just doing it like those who have. Yes.
Yeah,
That's
and
what I was. Just wait and I will do it because I already got 17 emails. Yeah. Now also I'm getting. Just give me one moment. Yeah. Now you should be able to use that. And I'll do the same for this one. So what you have in the data is patient ID, which is column A, and other next column is BMR, which is these patients obtained before starting the treatment. Then you have 2 weeks and 4 weeks column. So a drug was given and then their BMR was noted after 2 weeks and after 4 weeks. Okay, now we will be working with this data set. And as I said, you definitely download CSV file. This is the file which I want all of you to work with. And why we tried setwd and getwd is, if the file is downloaded on your system somewhere in the download folder or wherever, you should be able to access the file. How to do that? So it's little tricky business for those who have never done it before. That's why getwd gives you an idea where you are actually working currently. So if you see, when I typed getwd, with setwd you will get an error because setwd expects you to give a path. With getwd you will get the working directory. So we are working, like in my case, I'm working in user mkiran downloads. In your case, it could be something else, depending upon where you are working. So usually where the file is downloaded, you should be aware of it, because in my system, it gets downloaded in download folder. And most of us we have our own download folder for all the files getting downloaded from the internet. So what we will do is, we will just pay attention here, how to read a file. File. Just a minute. Before file, not file. There is a function called as file.choose. File.choose and bracket sign. Run. If I do that, what happens? It opens up a folder for me and asks me from where I want to select the file. So as I said, my files which are downloaded goes to download folder. So this is the folder where my files are. So if it is not this one, I'll go to some other folder. If it is this one, I'll use this folder and open. And since I'm already there, so it's not showing me open option. There are two files actually which are shared, but if you have .csv file shared, that's fine. .csv file. Yes, both the files are drug BMR file. One is .csv format, other one is Excel format. So do file choose. I will change the directory, working directory, so that you understand what I'm saying, just to make you feel comfortable. Okay. At line number 30, bracket sign, run. It opens up the place where I'm working. Click on the folder where your file goes when you download. Select this folder. So this is the folder you want to open. This is the folder you want to open. That's it. Why it says file choice cancelled? Is it working for you? You're able to get the path where you are currently. You can always set the working directory to the place where your file is, like how I'm doing. setwd will change the path, getwd will get the path where you're working, file choose will help you to go to that path. And when you will do file choose, you should be able to see the place where the file is. I mean, if you choose the correct directory. If you have done it correctly, if you're at the right place, my data is the name of the variable where we want to store the data what we are reading. Read.csv is the function which we want to use file. Inside the codes, drug underscore bmr.csv, this file. So look at read.csv. Whenever you use a function, you should be able to see what are the default parameters set for each. Yes, I'll do that. What are the default parameters used for each argument? Since it's a CSV file, you did not see your file, your data using head command. Head is to print top 6 line. Similarly, tail is the command to print bottom 6 lines. Okay. Okay. I know it can be a little tricky. Try this. I'll see if there are other ways also to do that, to read the file. Ten of you are able to do. That's good. Just keep trying. See, when I did file choose, what happened now? It was correctly done. So it took me to downloads because that's my working directory. I clicked on drug_bmr.csv and open. And I got the path which needs to be entered inside read.csv. You can choose the complete path from here. This is exactly same as what we have done on line number 32. Both are exactly same. It's same because our working directory is already set here. Please do not open XLSX file. Please open .csv file. Only 10 of you are able to open the file. That is also a good idea, Vijay. Copying the file and pasting in the working directory is also a good option. Download the CSV file. Excel file, if you can download, you download, otherwise you can leave it. Download the CSV file, use file.choose, get the path where the file is, use this path. I suggest you to use line number 32. Don't do anything else. Just do line number, I'll show. And copy this path, use read.csv, read the file. Only 12 of you are able to do. Okay. I don't know why I'm not getting answer from 40 of you. Maybe you're not trying. But please let me know if you're trying and you're facing problem. Done. Very good, Shruti. Okay. So at least some of you, 15 of you are able to do. That's good, given that I think many of you are not able to try. That's okay. I'll anyway share this R script with you. Again, try 32, 33. It should work. And only a CSV file. You can set the working directory by command setwd. In setwd, if you put the path where the file is, that will work. Line number 29. Okay, if you are able to read the file and your file is stored in my data, you can do any kind of analysis with my data. So I already showed you how the file looks like. You can do view as well, view my data. And look, you have a tab which has patient ID, BMR, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, right? Now let us get the structure of the data, my data. All the columns are integer. There are 21 observation, 4 variables. Now, since we do not have enough time, I will quickly show you how to plot a graph. And one thing is graph, and other thing I want to show you is a statistical test. Now, I know jumping into statistical test is very odd here, but suppose I want to see whether there is an impact on BMR level after treatment, which is column 3 BMR level, whether there's a change in the BMR level before and after treatment. So I can use a representation like box plot, which is a plotting of distribution, box plot. My data, dollar, BMR, comma, my data, dollar, 2 weeks, comma, my data, dollar, 4 weeks. Very, very basic plot. I'm not using any color. I'm not using any XLab, XYLab, nothing. What happens all of a sudden? Look at here. What do you get? You get 1, 2, 3, which is BMR level before the treatment and BMR level after the treatment. 2 and 3 is after 2 weeks, after 4 weeks. You can also do a scatter plot between 2 columns. For that, you can use function plot, my data, dollar, BMR, comma, and a scatter plot is always between 2 values, right? 2 column, dollar, 2 weeks. Beautiful, right? You may wonder that why X and Y label looks so awkward. Okay, you can change it with argument X lab, which is before treatment, and Y lab after treatment. Changed, right? I'll copy paste these two commands so that you can try and get a feeling that how to plot. Try these two. You can also color these dots. PCH 19, color red. You can use blue, whatever you want. So this is how you can plot something. Plot, scatter plot, plot, bar plot, frequency plot. Like if you do hist, my data $BMR, you have a frequency plot for BMR level.
Ma'am, PCH used for what?
Say again.
PCH 19 used for what?
Just the shape, like filling it. You can change it to some other number and see what it looks like. It's a triangle, right? 19 is filled circle. Histogram looks like this. You can have bar plot for my data, $BMR, comma, my data. Same as what you had before. Bar plot would not work because we don't have categories here. What else we can plot? There can be lines, maybe. This is plot only. What else? At least with this data, we can definitely plot this. Now, if I ask you in this box plot, do you see much difference between 1 and 2? If I see that the level of BMR went down after treatment, which is shown as 2 compared to 1, will I be correct? So is there any source to know the common function? You need to go to our manual page, which I showed yesterday, how to do help.start. You can get all the functions there. But again, I would say that as and when you face problem, like what is your objective, based on that, if you Google, by just one click Google, you should get the package name and function. There are many packages. There are many functions. I don't think you will find a book where you will have all the functions written. My expertise or my area of research could be completely different than yours or somebody else. So I would work on completely different package and different function, which is of no use for your work maybe. So what is your area of research? Based on that, or area of work, based on that, you need to find package and function of it. But these are basic function, which is irrespective of what is the area of research. So what question I asked was, if I say, yeah, I can help in ggplot. For that, you need to install ggplot package. And we don't have enough time to go to ggplot. What I want to introduce today, at least for a few minutes, we can talk about is how to do statistical test, and again how we have plotted. We can't simply put this in any paper that okay, there's a change in BMR level after drug treatment in 2 weeks compared to before the drug. So if you want to compare, you need to do some kind of test, and you probably are aware of t-test, which tests for the null hypothesis that there is no difference. So the null hypothesis is there is no difference. And if we get a significant p-value, if we get a p-value less than 0.05, which we are taking it as level of significance, which means we are allowing 5% error, or 5% the rejection could be because of 5% random chance. With 0.05 p-value, if we get a p-value less than 0.05, we will reject the null hypothesis. And the null is there is no difference in the mean value of before and after treatment. So t-test my data $BMR, comma, my data $2 weeks. And what you see here is this p-value. Since it's the same set of patient, so we should use a paired t-test. That's okay, that won't change much, but we should use paired t-test. Yeah, it did change much, by the way, with paired t-test, because the sample, the patients are same. And now what you see is 0.07 p-value, which is still greater than 0.05. So we cannot reject the null hypothesis, which is there is no difference after the drug treatment after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, there is no difference. And that's true with p-value. But if we do the same for 4 weeks, comparing before the treatment, which is my data $BMR, and after the treatment, which is 4 weeks. So what we get now is a p-value which is really close to 0. How to export result? Yes, you can export from here. Save as image, save as PDF if it is image. If it is a data frame which you want to export, then you have function called as write.csv, function called as write.table. Somebody asked if possible circus plot as well. I'm sorry, circus plot cannot be covered in 2 hours or 1 hour time. I mean, it requires a completely different session for explaining circus plot. Same is with ggplot. ggplot is advanced form of plot. How can we name axis in the chart? Like how we did X lab and Y lab. Similarly, we can do for any bar plot, any box plot also. So try this. I'll send this command also. ANOVA, okay, sir. You must be having session for statistical analysis. So what I can do is probably it's hard to finish. I mean, talk about so many different topics in one class. So this is my class material, and it has all the test. I have not kept ANOVA in this one, but I can quickly tell you which test, what is the name of the function for ANOVA test. So are you able to do t-test? Yes? If yes, then type in the chat box. Yeah, good. Good, very good. There are different functions to do another test also. And here I think you have AOV, this function. So Ali Rijwan Kabir, you are asking to cover correlation. Okay, correlation can be covered. I can show you correlation quickly. Let's do core.test. We did plot this, right? Looking at the plot, it looks like there is a positive correlation between before and after treatment. So the null is there is no correlation. So what we want to do is we want to test that there is a correlation. So core.test, the two columns, and that's it. Let's try with this. What do you get? 0.94 correlation with a p-value which is very significant, and because it is less than 0.05, so you will reject the null, which is there is no correlation. You will reject that. So you can say that with p-value this, there exists a correlation between before and after treatment. And there should be. It's the same set of patients, right? So yes, you can do core test, and depending upon whether your data is following normality or not, you can choose Pearson or Spearman. Okay. It will throw some warning message, but do not worry. Few things which are very important so that you don't forget. Any package you want to work with, because depending upon what is the requirement, you will have to install package. Install the package with install.packages command. Give the name of the package here inside the double quotes. You can do dependencies is equal to true to install other dependent packages. Once you have installed a package, then the next step is to load the library. I mean, load the package. Just installing will not work. You have to load it on your working environment. So library mass. Once you load it, then you should be able to use the function of this package. Otherwise, you won't be able to use. You can detach the package, which means removing it from your working environment. I'm doing something wrong here. See, I can't remember what is the argument. So what I need to do? Question mark. Detach is from base package, and what we need to do is to remove a package. So what we need to type in here is name is equal to mass. It works. Invalid name. There must be some examples. So, okay. So what we need to do is package colon name of the package you want to remove. Remove means unload, not removing from your computer, unloading from your working environment. So this is the key. If you remember how to install the package, load it, remove it, you can do this way. Session info gives you which all packages are loaded. For me, like these packages are loaded. When you do session info, you should be able to get which packages are loaded. So with that, I think I'll have to close the session, and I'll share this day 2 R script with you. Okay.